So as you see, we're outside here, and it's nice weather, and we're gonna start planting some food. I gotta be honest with you, we're ready to go. Now, we ain't got the garden tilled up or nothing. We ain't got anything truly done. And if you're like us, I mean, as you'll see here in this B-roll footage, I let things go. Like you come to the springtime and you see that, okay, it's ready, you're ready to start planting, but then you realize all the things you didn't tidy up on the back end of growing season last year. So before you can even plant, you got to start cleaning up everything. And we're going to do some little things differently this year, because we have this we have so many sections of our yard that we plant in that get weeds too much, and it's a lot of trim work, it's a lot of weed eating, right? It's a lot of random maintenance that just takes up time. So if we can help it, we're going to avoid that. And we had this ground cover that we used in the garden a couple years ago. We don't really like using it in the garden. It just wasn't good for that. But at the same time, we still have it, right? So, and we've invested money in it, and it's, rather than storing it away for whatever, I'm going to try and use it as a ground cover around some of these areas where we use containers at, grow bags and green stalks, and some other places in the yard, just to keep weeds at bay. Maybe smother out some poison ivy down the road somewhere. But we're going to get the ground cover laid down, and we're going to plant some grow bags today. Now, it's going to be a little cool to plant too many things that are warm weather loving, but there's some stuff that we can plant that will be just fine for a little bit of cool weather. It's not going to be cold, but a little bit of cool weather here this weekend. Now, I filled up these bags already with some dirt or soil, as some of you guys want to remind me of. Man, re-fertilized them already, because that soil's been sitting around. Who knows if it's real fertile or not, or what it's going to be like. So I just put some fertilizer in there, take care of it real good. And these bags aren't need a ton of soil, but make sure to get nice and fertilized. Mix it in. Again, this thing right here, the 3-pronged handheld like tiller claw thing, that's good stuff. Any container gardener, small space gardener, raised beds, whatever, you need one of these things. They're so helpful. They mix in fertilizer and tear up some old soil real easy. Now, these front bags, we have 10-gallon bags, and I started to rearrange these differently, and I was like, well, put these this way or whatever. I put all 15 gallons over here, because these are 15-gallon bags. Well, I decided that what's going to be planted in these might shade everything else, so we're going to put them back here, and these certainly won't shade anything at all, because we're going to just put some onions in there real easily. Just drop them in as many as you want. Well, not as many as you want, but every couple or a few inches, put them in there. These are onion sets, so just leave the little tops. See, I'll show you right here. We're planting onion sets. This is a set. We normally used to plant plants all the time, but these are sets, or plant like started ones, like slips. And these are sets though, and they're a little better. This one feels like it might be rotten, so we're not gonna plant it. But leave that little, see that? Leave that little nodule up out of the ground, and just cover the ball. Okay, so that's about 1 inch deep, planted about 4 inches apart. You'd be surprised at how many of these little bitty fellers you can fit in a 10-gallon grow bag. I'll tell you what, we're doing, again, like I said, we're doing things differently a little bit this year, trying to be a little more efficient, rotate some of our crops around a little bit, and in doing so, we're going to have a few different methods for some individual crops. Like onions, we used to put in the cinder block bed over there in the corner, and we put them in like the little holes of the cinder block and whatnot, and they did okay over there. Not as good as they should do, honestly. So we're gonna do a little something different. I'm gonna put 9. I'm gonna get 9 in one of those, and so we got 9 there. And we're gonna put, onions. We've put some in a green stalk, if you've seen earlier, and we're gonna put what we can in these grow bags here, just to see what happens. If honestly, like, you got to realize something, folks. We don't grow food just for fun of it. I mean, it is fun, don't get me wrong, but we want to try and grow the food that we eat. Angela uses onions quite a bit in different for the base of different cooking methods and whatnot. Just, how many things that if you cook, how many things call for like half an onion sauteed or whatever. half a cup of onion, whatever, just, you know, chopped onion. It just, a lot of things do. Now if you're like my parents eat a whole layer of onion on their pizza. That's not for me, folks. But but so they love onions. My mother should grow about 1,000 pounds of onions a year. She'd be okay with that. But like, we still want to grow onions. You know, I enjoy eating the red onions. We're pretty good. We've grown them before. These are a different variety than what we used to grow. These are Carmen Red. I think that's what they're called. Yep, Carmen Red. K-A-R, Carmen. We used to grow one called Red Zeppelin. Okay, yeah, it's called Red Zeppelin, not lead. Red Zeppelin, and that was really good. I'm assuming this red onion is going to be pretty good as well. But you know, you want to grow what you eat, and so what you're planting, you want to grow quite a bit of it so you can eat it, right? That's the point of it. And if things aren't working out the way you wanted to work out, then maybe you should try something different. And so while everything did okay like this before, they could do better, right? It's okay to try something different and try to get a better result. I mean, it's silly to think you're going to get a different result than you got in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Doing the same thing you've done the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, right? So we're doing something a little different. One thing we notice is in that bed over there, another thing that we grow, it grows better, it grows pretty well over there anyways, so why not rotate them around? Put that over there, put this over here, you know, and just switch some things up and see how it goes. And in these 15-gallon grow bags, we're going to plant some green arrow peas, okay? These green arrow peas are an English pea, so they're shelling pea. They trellis about 28 inches, Hoss says. So we're going to put them in these grow bags, and we're going to use an old school wired tomato cage to trellis them on, because they need a little bit of trellis and nothing crazy. So I believe this should do just fine. We've planted English peas in grow bags before, and they grow really well. But peas are tricky. They can't have too hot of weather, but they can't be too cold. They can't freeze. They can handle cool weather, but they can't freeze, right? So what do? You try to grow them in the coolest parts of the year, which is early spring and fall. Springs turn out to be fairly warm right now, but it can handle some heat. So I wish we'd gotten these in a week or two earlier, but we're getting them in right now. Okay, so these green arrow peas, we'll put them in this bag around this tomato cage. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Hoss Seeds has the best pea seeds. Okay, see in there, all that. Some places you're gonna get like yellowish seeds. They need to be green or white. Okay, see that? If you get yellow seeds, they've gone too far and they're not gonna germinate very well. They may germinate some, but not as well. Trust me, I know, we've experienced it. These Hoss pea seeds germinate so much better. They're absolutely the best pea seeds you can get. So if you're looking for sugar snaps or English peas, I would suggest going to Hoss. They got better seeds. And the cool thing is, because of how they grow, you can just kind of put them in no real order. Just make sure you give them a couple inches space. Give them a couple inches between each one, and put them in there. They're all going to grow up anyways and latch onto this. So once they latch onto this wire, it doesn't matter, right? They can be front or back, whatever. They're going to grow up and they're going to latch onto this. That's just how they're going to latch on. And so you can just get them in here. No real order. Just bury them about an inch deep. Okay. I tend to go maybe a little more shallow because they might wash down a little bit, and so therefore you give them a little chance to wash down some, possibly, and especially like in a hard rain. But you know, just keep planting them real easy. Ain't no science to it. It's more mathematics, right? You gotta measure spacing. And if you happen to get them a little bit closer, no big deal. If you happen to put one in the middle of the trellis, no big deal, because this can grow up right here and attach on anyways, right? You're looking at growing as much food as possible in a small space. So if you happen to plant a couple too many seeds, don't worry about it. It might be just fine, especially in this loose soil like you put in a grow bag. We put loose soil in grow bags so that they don't constrict in the heat, or compact. When they get hot, you know, when soil gets hot, it wants to tighten up, right? Grow bags, you know, any kind of container gardening, you want to use a loose soil. All right, so this is a good loose soil, a mix of potting mix that we've had over the years, some compost, and just stuff we mixed together on our own. Good loose soil. That's what you're looking for. And I got a couple extra seeds in my hand. I'm just gonna pop them in somewhere. You know why? Because it ain't gonna matter at the end of the day. Just plant your seeds and go about your business. So there it is. We're gonna plant these other ones just like that. I'm gonna spare you the details of how that looks, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. Get excited about growing your food and grow the food that you love to eat and use the space that you got. It's so much fun, it's so rewarding and enjoyable, and it's better than wasting your time on Facebook or X, because by the way, I do that sometimes and it's a waste. Get outside, it's much better for you, much more enjoyable and less stressful. Right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.